Hey guys, this is Apex of War. What I've got for you today, these are some mini boss fights from about level 23 to about level 30. And when I say mini boss fights, I really mean the bosses or the monsters from Witcher contracts, which are a bit tougher than your normal average monster you may come across. But what I want to talk about is the build that I'm using. As you see, it's primarily fast attack based, but it's got some hidden tricks up its sleeve. And so, talking about the fast attack abilities, you want to do what you want to do is max out your fast attack abilities up through whirl. Don't worry about that last fast attack ability. The reason why it's not very good is it's got a set number or a set damage number for the bleed that it can put on somebody, and that number is not very big. And it might be big when you're talking level 10. But it's so far down in the combat tree that you can't access it at level 10. By the time you can access it, that bleed damage is so insignificant, it's not worth putting the points into it. So, never really put points in that last fast attack ability in any time you put together a build. Just trust me, don't do it. Now, I do put at least 1 point in rend in this build. The reason I do that is there are some guys that fast attacks will not get through their defensive stance. What I mean, like some humans that have shields or trolls that kind of get into a defensive stance. Your fast attacks will not get through that. And even worse, it can potentially stagger you if you try to fast attack them. And that leaves you open to hits. So I put at least 1 point in rend because you can perform a rend attack. Of course, it is a strong attack, so it's not going to do massive strong attack damage, but it's at least going to do some damage, and oftentimes will stagger the enemy, allowing you to follow up with fast attacks. So at least 1 point in rend, highly recommend that. I also put 5 of 5 points into Sunder Armor, and the reason for that is when I lead with a strong attack, it reduces the enemy's damage resistance by 25%. And that'll carry through for any following fast attacks until you kill him. So with a really strong guy, like a monster from a Witcher contract or a Wild Hunt boss, leading with the strong attack and then following up with fast attacks is a really good strategy, and Sunder Armor is the reason for that. Now going over to the adrenaline column, at least I call it the adrenaline column, in your combat tree at the far right side. I put at least 1 point into Razor Focus. I think I've got it 5 of 5 at the moment. And the reason for that, you get a free adrenaline point walking in a combat that instantly boosts your damage walking in a combat. And when it's combined with another ability, which I'll talk about a little later, Rage Management, it's very helpful having that additional adrenaline point walking into combat. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the alchemy tree. I know some people kind of ignore the alchemy tree. I love it because it allows you to really diversify your build based on decoctions and potions. So, I put 5 of 5 into heightened tolerance, 3 of 3 into acquired tolerance, and I put 5 of 5 into poison blades. Heightened tolerance and acquired tolerance, I max those out because it allows me to max out my toxicity, being able to pop 2, 3 or more decoctions in a build. What's really nice about that, decoctions can really be powerful when you pair them with the right build. And having multiple decoctions up, just really allows you to diversify your build. And not only are you diversifying it, you're really amping it up. So I really enjoy using heightened tolerance and acquired tolerance for those decoctions. And I max out poison blades here because at this level in the mid 20s, you might come across some guys that are a bit higher level than you are, and poison blades apply as a poison that scales with the enemy. So if you're fighting an enemy that's a bit higher level than you, a bit stronger than you, poison blades, if you can get the poison on them, which I believe 5 of 5 is 15% chance per hit to poison them, that poison really takes chunks out of their health. So moving over to the general tree now, finish up here with rage management, 1 point there and 1 point into cast school techniques. Cast school techniques pretty self-explanatory. It increases your damage for every piece of light armor that you have. And if you're not using light armor, but you're still using like a fast attack build, for example, you can go access the rune right to get an enchantment that makes all your armor as if it was light armor, getting you the bonus from cast school techniques. But I'm using the Feline Witcher set, so I don't have to worry about that. And of course, rage management. What I want to talk about that, rage management and razor focus that I mentioned when talking about the combat tree. The rage management allows me to use my adrenaline points to cast a sign, primarily the Ken shield. So when my shield gets knocked down, and say I've been whirling, so I don't have a whole lot of stamina left, it's slowly building back up, but I need to apply the shield now, and I might have a couple adrenaline points. Rage management allows me to use that adrenaline point to get my shield back up when I really need it. So really helpful to have. I know this build it's not built to take a whole lot of hits when you don't have your shield up, especially in Death March. It doesn't take many hits at all to die. So having that shield up is crucial, and rage management allows me to keep it up more frequently whenever it gets knocked out. And that's pretty much it for the build. This fight here with Wham-A-Wham, you'll be able to see what I mean about the poison damage scaling with the enemy. This guy's a bit higher level than me, but really have no problem taking him down with this build, even on Death March. So that's really it for the build and what I want to talk about. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hit the like and subscribe buttons below, and also be on the watch out for some Mass Effect videos. It's coming out in a few days, and really looking forward to getting into that. So stay on the lookout for that, and thanks for watching, guys.